Hi everybody, and welcome back for our final episode of Iowa City's Virtual Monarch Festival 2020. I'm Brice Maren at the Eastside Recycling Center. And just to recap, it's been about 3.5 weeks since we first started gathering our eggs and raising our caterpillars, which went into a chrysalis, and everything has gone just great so far. And today what we're going to do is focus on the adults. So in the last 24 hours, we've had 3 of our butterflies come out in this enclosure here. A good sign that you're going to have your butterfly emerge is the chrysalis will start to darken several hours before the butterfly emerges. And you can see this process begin. Usually within 4 to 6 hours, there'll be like a distinct darkening of that chrysalis. And then the outside of the chrysalis turns from green to black to translucent, and you can actually see the butterfly that's all packed up into the chrysalis. We have a really good example here of a chrysalis that's starting to darken up a little bit. You can see that the chrysalis itself is still greenish, but it's starting to darken, and you can see the vein patterns of the wings and some other features of the butterfly inside of it. So this one here I would expect would probably come out sometime in the next few hours. And shortly thereafter, it only takes a few minutes, that butterfly is just going to come out of that chrysalis, and it's going to look like a little accordion monarch butterfly, and it pumps fluid into its wings in a matter of minutes. It happens very quickly. Just a few things to mention about the enclosure that we have here for the butterflies. As we discussed in the last episode, of vital importance is to have some space all around and underneath where the chrysalis is, because usually when that butterfly comes out, it likes to hang from the husk of that chrysalis. And if they do fall down, it's always good to have a couple of sticks or something for them that they can crawl back up onto in case they need to do so, because every now and then sometimes they'll fall off that chrysalis and they'll need a little bit of help that way. Another thing you're going to notice about the enclosure that we have here today is we have a couple pieces of watermelon in here. And people like to use watermelon as an easy source of food for monarchs. In the first 24 hours after the butterflies emerge from the chrysalis, typically they don't feed, but if you plan on having them longer than that, or just if you feel like putting it in there for the fun of it, you can just go ahead and put some watermelon there. Probably better than dried flowers. They say that you're not supposed to do dried flowers because they lose their nutritional value oftentimes shortly after you cut them. As for the butterflies themselves, there are males and females for monarch butterflies. If you look very closely, the easiest way to distinguish the males from the females is that the males have a spot that you can see on the top surface of the hind wing. And there's one spot on each side. And as it happens to be, all 3 of these have those spots, and so all 3 of these are males. The veins on the wings also happen to be a little bit thinner on the males, which is something that you don't see as much with the females. Now, after your butterflies emerge from the chrysalis, they're going to be in a relatively sedentary state for a few hours, just like the ones that you see here. And on the watermelon here, there's just not a lot of movement, and they're moving around pretty slowly. Once the butterflies get moving really quick and start flying around your tank, it's probably a good idea to think about releasing them. And along those lines too, as far as the sticks and things that you put in, you can always decorate your enclosure if you like to, just for fun, but you don't want to put anything in there that's going to scratch up their wings when they're kind of soft at the beginning. Well, we're ready for the finale, releasing our butterflies outside. We're going to head out in a little bit here. One of the great joys of raising your butterflies is releasing them. And outside of all the aesthetic pleasures of, watching your caterpillars and looking at your chrysalises and releasing the adults, you get to go out in nature with your friends and family. And today we have a special little helper coming to help us release our butterflies. So let's head outside. We're outside now. I've got my niece Olive with me to help release our monarchs. And let's get started. I think it likes the watermelon because it was feeding on it.
Whoa.
Wow. Look at that. Can you see its little proboscis?
Yeah.
Its little That's what he feeds with. He puts it into the flowers. I've never seen a butterfly like a person so much like this. This is the older one too. There it goes! Oh, oh, it's coming back to you. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. It's been my pleasure to do this series. All these videos are going to be on our website if you want to go back and review them. I really hope that you found it useful, and thank you so much for watching.